In this example, we know the length of two of the legs of the right angled triangle. One leg is 6 centimeters long, the other leg is 8 centimeters long. The right angle should be pretty obvious, is down here. So the side we're looking for is the hypotenuse. Okay, the side that's opposite the right angle. Okay, hypotenuse is always the longest side and it's always opposite the right angle. So Pythagoras' theorem says that the square on the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square on the other two sides. So in other words, the hypotenuse squared is equal to one leg squared, so we'll call it leg 1, plus the other leg squared, so we'll call it leg 2. And it doesn't matter which is leg 1 or leg 2. So the hypotenuse is the unknown. Now most of your textbooks will call that C. You can call it H, whatever letter you want to use is fine. To me it seems to make more sense to call it H, but let's go with what the book says, call it C. And then the first leg, again, it doesn't matter which is leg 1 and which is leg 2. One leg is going to be 6 centimeters long, the other leg is 8 centimeters long. So C squared is just C squared, 6 squared is 36, 8 squared is 64. So C squared 36 plus 64 is 100. So if C squared is equal to 100, C is equal to the square root of 100. The square root of 100 we know is 10. Now make sure if there are units given in the question that you include units in your answer. The units here in this case were centimeters, so the hypotenuse is going to be 10 centimeters long. A little quick aside for anyone who's interested. We had this line C squared equals 100. Now to solve that algebraically, what we should have written down is C is equal to plus or minus the square root of 100. Remember, we call that the square root property. Okay, if you look that up in your notes, a couple of sections back, when we were doing quadratic equations, we called that the square root property. So that would give you C is equal to plus or minus 10. But in the context of this question, we're talking about the length of a side, and length can't be negative. So that is why we ignore the minus sign and we just leave it out altogether, because there is no such thing as having a negative length. Okay? For these problems, the length will always be positive. But if this was an algebraic question in a different context, then we would have to go from C squared to C equals plus or minus the root. Okay? But for now, for this section, don't worry about that. Okay, thanks for watching.